Hi everyone, it's Kimberly from Journal Breeze. Thank you for stopping by today. I'm going to share a flip through of the Christmas journal that I made for me this year. I used a hardback that was red in color, and I used an old Christmas card that looks like a wood block. The word peace is underneath this peace dove, and I added the words nurture, peace, and harmony, and on the bottom, give the gifts of love and kindness. And notice this trim. Can you see this gold trim here? This is real gold. It's the gold metal that they used in the Victorian era that is just stunning. This is, of course, so old that it's tarnished a little bit, but it's wrapped around a card, like a winder card that we still use today. And I've had it for eons. I don't know, it's probably in my family. I don't know. But I thankfully had pulled it out to put with Christmas ideas, and I just wanted to use it on here because, as it turns out, this Christmas journal has become very much about my family and friends. And then also notice this wonderful, well, I'm going to call it ribbon. I wouldn't call it lace. It may be called lace, but it's made on a machine. You can tell by the edges. Those little circles caught the edge of the lace machine. And then it's crocheted on the end here too. And this is, I believe, crocheted. I don't know if they have machines that crochet, so that's why I'm not sure if it's called lace or ribbon. But they are little cobweb designs. Can you see that? They're incredible cobwebs as the pattern. And then this beautiful trim was sewn along the edge by hand. So it's really, I think, a beautiful piece of very vintage ribbon. And I was happy I could use it on here. I actually had a red one in mind, but it was too red, so it ended up not being my choice. All right, so we move inside, and I used a linen for the covering the center, and I added some scrapbook paper here from Stamperia. And this card I just thought was such a beautiful depiction of Christmas, of the month of December and January. And so this led me to use Christmas cards from people in my past. I save Christmas cards from people that I especially like, and in the past I've cut them up or done different things with them. But there happened to be a whole bunch in my stash this time that were from people who have passed. And so, of course, I would never cut those up. I want their handwriting, I want their sentiment, I want their energy. So I have made this journal using their cards. So that's why I'm not going to open it. I also used old cards that I have sent in the past. I always save a card from every set that I buy. And so I have cards in here that I really like too. And then I use Stamperia paper on the cover of each signature. This is from the Paper Cameo, and it flips out. And I printed in here. This was my poem, my prose poem that I put inside my pandemic Christmas card. And this is a tag I made out of stamps that I got this year. This is a little tuck in here. I'm going to try to go through this fairly quickly, so I won't show everything, but this is a flip out. And this is really a writing journal, although I think I will add Christmas cards from this year into it most likely. I really put it together, as a writing journal. I've put in the description box who the papers are by. This is the Artie Mays kit from last year, and this, I believe, is Pink Monarch Prints. And this is an old friend who's now passed on, a card from her. Medieval Mirage is what I use to make up a lot of this journal. I just love it. It's beautiful. It's called Red and Green Sheen, and it wasn't really intended for Christmas, so it doesn't depict our symbols, but the colors are so beautiful. And I really wanted the journal to reflect more than just Christmas. So the feeling of Christmas was really a good thing for me this year. This was already maize from last year. This, of course, is Paper Cameo. This is a pocket that I made from the washi tapes from Chapter 1 papers. Just love it. And this is a Medieval Mirage. This is a piece of fabric, and I'm using it as a handhold for turning this incredibly old book page that I bought from Rachel. And it's from the center of a fabric pocket that I made that you'll see later on in the journal. But this book page, oh my gosh, incredible. The feel and just the look, just gorgeous. So I learned that if you touch old paper a lot, the oil on your hand can wear it away. So I put this on here. Plus I just thought it was such a pretty color along with this page. There we go. And this is a pocket, timeless William Morris. This is a pocket that I made using collages from the Christmas ephemera holder that I made recently as my design team project for Chapter 1 papers. That's like 2 videos back if that interests you. But I put it on bookmark paper there, book page paper. And this is from Rachel. This is, I put a page of this in each one of the signatures. This is my mom's handwriting when she was in college in a literature class. She was writing about Wordsworth. And she writes in green ink here, which is her favorite color. And it's a beautiful see-through paper. So, you really can't tell too well here. Well, there you go. You can see that. So thought I would start to use it. This is just a pretty page and papers that add to the beauty. These are new to Chapter 1. These are all new kits, Chapter 1's and Rachel's. This is Ida Jane and Rachel's from a couple Christmases ago. And this is from Chapter 1 last year. I love this ornament paper. And then I did this in each one of the signatures. My center signature is a cover from Quilter's Newsletter magazine of their Christmas quilt. And Quilter's Newsletter magazine I subscribed to for decades. I just loved it, and it was like my little oasis. When it would arrive, I could put everything else aside and just read every ounce of the magazine, especially early on when it was new and I was new to quilting as well. And so I wanted to have that memory in the book, so that's what I did. I cut them out, and then I put tags over where my address was, or there might be some label left that I couldn't remove. This is the other side of that paper by Chapter 1. I put little circles in to just change the look of it a little bit from their recent Christmas kit, and I stamped this. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, and put a little piece of lace scrap there on the corner. And this is a burned cutout Christmas card. This is the back. The front is all white, but the back had this burnished look, I think from the wood, from the laser cutting it. And so I just thought it was really beautiful on this side. It showed up a lot better. And then I put the information about where it came from. I think that this angel is the same angel as that. Very, very similar. The way this drapes down here behind this pocket, you'll see it drapes the same way. This is the same. This is the same. I think it's the same angel. The wings are very similar. So yeah, so it's from a German engraver. He lived between 1450 and 1491. And it's from the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. And it was a Christmas card that I received. I made this handmade paper corner and put texture paste on it. This happens to be Sam Poole's texture paste in that green color. And then I took this quilt out of a quilt calendar and backed it. And then these are both Baltimore album quilts is what these are called. And they were made like in the 1830s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And they're just stunners. And they're all fabric applique, turn under, stitch with tiny stitches. They're amazing. And so I wanted to have those be on display in this quilt and memorabilia-oriented journal. More of my mom's handwriting. And this is a tag I made. I stamped in gold, and then I added some lace, and I cut the edge to be a fleur-de-lis. And this is another copy of the collage that I made that I put on that Christmas ephemera holder I told you about. So papers can slip under here. This is Rachel's paper, but I loved how this lined up. Just loved it. Tree, 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 tree. Just beautiful, I thought. This is more of Medieval Mirage. Oh, I just love it so much. I'm sure it was a tapestry at some point. And I can just imagine it in silks. Oh, just love it. Other side of that paper from Rachel. And this is an old Christmas card that I sent many, many years ago. Many, many, many. And what I really loved about it was the sentiment. Christmas is love dressed up. I just think that's the sweetest thing in the world. So I put this on here, this lace on here, and then I made this little pocket, cut it from something, I don't remember what, and put this mesh ribbon on here to cover up sort of a top part and make it more festive. And it just sits in there, and then this is, of course, Paper Cameo. This is the old, last year's Artemis. And this is too. This is a card that I sent, and all the cards I sent I left to open so that I could write in them. And so this will be lots and lots of writing available to me. And then this is a tag from the new kit by Chapter 1 Papers, and I just think it's the perfect tag. I love it. I love the moon, the mountain range, the foreground of snow. It's so beautiful. And, you know, as I'm looking at it, maybe it's last year's kit. I don't recall. Is this year or last year? I think it's last year's. Yeah. And I like the moon and the bulb of the snowball. Snowball, snow. You know what it is. I can't think of what it's called. Snow globe. Snow globe, right? The moon can be a globe. And that's the end of that signature. So I'll do some cards from this year on these pages, I'm sure. This is a cloth print that somebody made and gave to me many years ago. So I cut it out to fit the page and stitched around the edge to make the art show up a little bit better. And added this magic and merriment. And then this is a card that opens out, fa la la, and it has these words. So it's a Christmas card that does a song, but I lived practically in LA for many years, and so it was both to me. And I just thought that was a cool memory. So that goes there, and that little bow sticks up at the top of the journal. This is another tag I made. I love this paper from Chapter 1, and this is a cutout from part of it. And this is a book page. This was in their kit. This is actually a page from their own kit this year. And these are Tim Holtz cards that I decided to use the black, but I like both sides a lot. And then Chapter 1 papers and a cutout from Rachel's Christmas kit this year. This is the gold trim of the next card. Oh, let me show you this. Isn't that beautiful? That green ink and this are so gorgeous together. So this is a Christmas card from a dear friend of mine who did not make it through last year. And so she was very religious, and this card really exemplified her. And this part comes up, so it's a cool card. And the gold sticks out when the journal is shut, and I like that. I love having these cards from people. I just love reading what they wrote and reminding me of things. You know, they write about things we've done, and you know, they're great memories. This is from Rachel's new kit. And then this is the way I like to use the washi kit from Chapter 1 Papers. I printed out a bunch of their wonderful washi kit this year on sticker papers that I purchased, but they're so shiny. If somebody knows of a sticker print paper I can buy that isn't so shiny, please put it in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. I've bought 2 different ones, and they're both just plastic looking, and they just did not go in this setting. And this is something that I copied, I think. You know, it's not from a kit. I've had it for 5 years, and I don't remember exactly where it came from. And then I put it onto another piece of paper and glued them together. And so this can be written on. It's from Artie Mays. And I love both of them so much, and I like the way it looks on this page. Santa and just the coloring. Just love this. And this is from Chapter 1's new paper, and this is Chapter 1 from last Christmas. Love it, my favorite one. And this is the center of the Quilter's Newsletter magazine. This is from 2002, and I sort of introduced the concept by leaving the top and the bottom of the magazine cover in Signature 1, and I thought I would just cut those out going forward. So, isn't that gorgeous? All pieces of fabric sewn together to make this picture. Completely fabric made, every single aspect. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that. Just amazing work. This is the front of that Christmas list paper. And this is from a different shape quilt calendar. And inside is a card from a dear friend who lives where it snows. So that was fun. And this is Rachel's newest Christmas kit. And then these I added recently, because I just finished it, but they were not part of the original plan. These came out of Heather's newest kit that shows the beautiful angels and neutral colors. This little boy or girl, who knows, is standing there naked with little wings. He's like a training angel, like a baby angel. Oh my gosh. I just have never seen anything like it. It's so adorable. And it looks like she's teaching him how to fish. Looks like there's a fishing pole here. Oh, I just think that's a precious picture. And this is another angel that was in that kit. So sweet. And then this is from a chapter from a book, The School of Life. And you would think this was a church and that they could be at a Christmas or an Easter celebration. Beautiful church window, and there's a choir singing, and beautiful paintings on the wall, and people dressed up. Just beautiful. Well, it's actually a graduation at Princeton, and this is the athletic club at Princeton as well. Princeton's a university in the U.S., and so I just thought it was such a beautiful picture because of the church. To me, it was fitting, so I kept it in, even though I found out it wasn't a church. It's from a very old book anyway, so I like that about it. This is another tag I made. Tim Holtz again. Oh, and this is another. Whoops. And this is a pocket. It was opened and I closed it on either side, so it left little short areas. And then this is another Christmas card I received. I felt like this was very relatable. Just so precious and cozy. And then this opens up, and inside I can write on both sides. This is a belly band and another card I received from a dear friend. And I felt like the river in Chicago went well with the blue on this card. And this is like a Carol Law's idea. I mean, I'm sure somebody had it long before her. But she so frequently glues down the sides of the back and then makes it a flip. And so this is in the pocket that's behind the card, and then she would have an incredible flip when you flip it open. I just left the card because I want that sentiment. Oops. And then this is just a piece of paper from a collection by Tracy Fox, and I added this and just loved how it looked with this damask paper and just the whole look. I love red. That's the end of the second. And then this is real buttons, and just so cute. It came that way. And I made this tag, raffia paper. That's what that's called. And so this is from Rachel's kit, and this is from Medieval Mirage's kit. And I added this sticker and put washi from chapter 1 at the top. I just love this look, and I decided to do nothing to it. I just think it's beautiful. Feels calming. Left this blank. Goes well, but I think probably it'll be a card or something from this year. Love this feel. This is belly band, linen. This is Rachel's current kit and Medieval Mirage's. And I also bought the letters, antique letters kit from Medieval Mirage. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. She has many different shapes, sizes of papers, front and back. It's a gorgeous kit, such a variety, really. So I used it a lot in here, and kind of handy to cover it. It's got a beautiful stamp up there. But I felt like this yellow around the Paper Cameo pocket from her Ava Maria kit, or the one right before it. Yeah, it's part 1 and part 2. Just the yellow is just such a nice compliment there, and I really love this. This whole spread, I love everything about it. Just feels really warm and inviting. This is a Christmas card I received, and I love it because of the word peace and the peace dove. And then I took what was inside and turned it into the tab. May it lit peace, may it live in your heart, your home, and in our world. That is what I think every minute of the day in the back of my mind. And then I just did a little, fancy punch there at the edge. And again, my favorite paper, chapter 1. I just love it. Okay. This is a card that I gave a long time ago, so I can write in there. And it came in a policy envelope, which is so fun. It's from like the Tate Museum or Victoria Museum. It's one of those. It's one of their cards. So the policy envelope was a cute touch. Saved it, of course. And then this is the fabric I alluded to earlier, where I put that fabric tab on the paper from Rachel. And this is what I cut out. So this comes out. This is a letter from Medieval Mirage, and this is fabric, and it's just so pretty. So I put this is a Christmas card I gave one year, and it's a Baltimore album quilt and this is from the museum in Baltimore. It actually wasn't intended as a Christmas card. I bought it when I was there in the summer, but it was so red and green that it was just a perfect card to send for Christmas. Well, maybe it was, let's see, was it? Oh yeah, they did have a cinnamon in there. Okay. But red and green was the main color scheme of all Baltimore album quilts. And so, you know, you could use anything in there and it would work for Christmas. And then I made this tag for a tuck. Did a little stamp down here. And I picked this circle from Chapter 1's Christmas paper and glued it onto another piece of one of their pages. And I just felt like it really emulated this feel of cozy in this circle. So I like that tag. And then this is a pale yellow, and it picked up the yellow in the center. Little Christmas tag I decorated. Card I can write in. This is the center of a 2001 quilt made by Quilters Newsletter magazine. It was a cover. Just went so beautifully with Chapter 1 papers from last year's kit. Just amazing. And then this is, I love this because it reminds me of the old penmanship where they used to use squirrels in different shapes. They'd write the word out and then they'd do squirrels in shapes to form an animal, often a bird, which is what this is. And of course all the words, this is computer generated, but just a stunning piece I felt. I just loved it. It was a card one year. This is a paper from Chapter 1's last year kit. And this is a collar that you would sew into a dress. This is the color it was when I bought it. It's aged on its own. It's made out of cotton, and I just basically cut it off here and cut it off there, and it just fit the page perfectly. And then this is a paper from the recent kit from Chapter 1 papers, little birds I thought were cute. Bird, bird, bird. This is paper that I sewed, fabric that I sewed into a pocket. And this is the Christmas letter I wrote in 2017 when we had to evacuate on December 4th due to horrific fires that lasted a couple weeks. And this is a really cute Christmas card that I sent a long time ago. Look at this. Look at those cute faces. Do you love them or what? Oh my gosh, so cute. And this is from Medieval Mirage. And then this is from a Norway book that's like a travelogue from the 1800s. And that's an illustration because they didn't use cameras back for this picture. They had cameras in the book. Anyway, did they? I think they did. But look at that reindeer. Isn't he just amazing looking? It looks so happy carrying that guy on his toboggan. I just felt like this is a children's page. Sweet. And this is a Christmas card I got one year, many years before I was into swatches or junk journaling or anything. I'm so glad I saved it because it's just so perfect here. And then this is a picture from a friend who was in England, and I just felt the blue just really picked up the blue of the peach. It just was perfect. And this is the pocket. Isn't this a gorgeous spread? Check it out. Wow. This flips up. Pink Monarch Prints, Medieval Mirage, Roxie Creations. Just stunning. Whoops. This is the end page of the sentiment of the signature, and then this is the last postcard or Christmas card, and it's sticking out just enough so that when the book is on its side, you can see a little sparkle here, and depending on kind of where it is, a little sparkle there. So I love that, just a little. I didn't want to go too gold in this because I've been going gold quite a bit lately. All right, so I also wanted to show you this fun ornament that you can easily make using old Christmas cards. I bet a lot of you save old Christmas cards too. So I found a piece that I liked at the end for the end piece. So this is like a tag shaped as a weight, okay? So peace, love, joy. And then I used raffia that came white. And then I cut out Christmas cards with the bird shape. Can you see that bird? A little eye right there. So I tried to place the shape so I would get an eye. Whoa, camera, please don't do that. And then I glued the raffia in the middle of another card that would be on this side. And here's another one. I mean, these cards look like they were made for this. Look at those birds and the glitter. Oh my gosh, so fantastic. Look at this one. Look at this bird. Don't confuse. Look at that. Isn't that amazing how well that looks on there? Look at that one. I added that. I glued that on so it would have an eye. But it's a dove on, you know, potentially a dove. And then this, I glued another eye there. And then the world there. And then I hung it all from a fancy ornament hanger. So I hang them away from the wall and they twirl as people go by, or, you know, open and shut a door or a window. And it's just a beautiful way to keep these wonderful images from Christmas cards alive. But to tell you the truth, I've made a whole bunch that I hang around my house all the time. They're filled with different words that are meaningful to me, and pictures that are meaningful to me, and feelings and emotions that are meaningful to me, and I have them hanging. I can see one from here. Sometimes I take them up and put them down, and sometimes I trade them to different rooms. I have one hanging in the hallway that every time you walk down the stairs, you see it and it moves and twirls. So I really do hope you'll have fun making your own bird hanging. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming by today. I hope you had a good time, and I appreciate your time. Wish you well. Hope you stay at peace through this holiday season. Take care. Bye-bye.